Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're diving into the difference between English that's just okay and English that's fantastic. You know, the kind of English that helps you really make a difference and, most importantly, push your score on the IELTS exam. We are talking all about collocations, your secret weapon for hitting that band 7 or even higher.
You know that feeling, right? You've double-checked all your grammar, you know all the vocabulary words, but something about your sentence just feels a little off. It's a super common problem, and it usually boils down to something we call odd collocations. These are word combos that are technically correct grammar-wise, but they just sound a bit strange to a native speaker.
Just look at how subtle this can be. A student might say, give a distraction, and yeah, we totally understand what they mean. But a high-scoring candidate, they're going to instinctively say, provide a distraction. See, it's not about being grammatically right or wrong, it's about picking the word that just fits perfectly. And trust me, that's the kind of precision examiners are really listening for.
So, how do we fix that off feeling? Well, the answer is to stop thinking about words one by one and start thinking about them in partnerships. In this first section, we're going to unlock this whole concept of collocations and get to the bottom of why they are such a big deal. So what on earth is a collocation? Well, at its heart, it's just a pair of words that native speakers use all the time without even thinking about it. For instance, we always say heavy rain, never strong rain. Or we grab fast food, not quick food. It's just that some words naturally belong together. It's really that simple.
I absolutely love this puzzle piece metaphor. Just imagine all your vocabulary words are individual pieces. Now, you could try to force two pieces together that don't quite fit. The sentence might kind of make sense, but it's always going to feel awkward. High-level collocations, though, they're the perfect match. They make your sentences just click beautifully into place, and that creates a really smooth, clear picture for the examiner.
And here's why this is so critical for your exam. This isn't just about sounding a bit more polished. Oh no, it directly hits your score in the lexical resource category. Using strong collocations shows the examiner that you've got a really deep, flexible command of the language. And that's not just a nice little bonus, it is a key ingredient for a high band score.
Okay, so the theory makes total sense. But now let's get to the fun part. Let's get practical. This next section is your starter toolkit for getting that band 7 and beyond. We're going to look at some really powerful, high-impact collocations that you can literally start using today.
Let's start with decisions and actions. So, instead of saying you'll try hard to study for your exam, you could say you'll make a concerted effort. Instead of saying a group simply agreed, you can bump that up to they reached a consensus. Can you just hear how much more academic and precise that sounds? It's a total game changer.
Now these next phrases, they're absolutely perfect for topics about society or government. So instead of saying education is important, try saying it plays a pivotal role in a child's development. It's the same basic idea, but you're expressing it with a way more sophisticated and powerful vocabulary.
And finally, let's talk about problems and solutions. A simple phrase like pollution is dangerous is fine, but just compare it to something more formal and impactful like pollution poses a threat to biodiversity. This shows you can handle these complex topics with the kind of sophisticated language they really call for. Okay, so now you've got a fantastic starter toolkit. But how do you keep finding more of these amazing phrases? Because let's be honest, just memorizing long lists of words doesn't really work, does it? This section is all about how to learn like a pro, how to absorb these collocations naturally so they become a real, permanent part of your English.
Here is a simple, but believe me, an incredibly powerful method. First, just start reading actively. Really focus on high-quality English, like IELTS model essays or academic articles. Second, as you're reading, get into the habit of underlining or highlighting any word combinations that just sound good together. Finally, take a second to look them up in a collocation dictionary to confirm how they're used. That's it.
The real beauty of this whole approach is that you're not just memorizing random words. You're learning them in their natural habitat. Over time, this practice actually starts to retrain your brain to automatically spot and use language that's more sophisticated and precise, which are, of course, the two magic words for any IELTS examiner.
Wow, we have covered a lot of ground today. So before you head off, let's just boil everything down to the key takeaways that you absolutely need to remember.
All right, here's a quick-fire round of power phrases. I want you to burn these into your memory. Making a strategic decision, assuming primary responsibility, addressing a complex issue, and making a significant contribution.
These are so versatile, they will instantly make you sound better in almost any essay or speaking topic.
Of course, knowing all this is only useful if you actually apply it. So let's practice right now. Down in the comments, I want you to write one sentence that describes your study plans using the phrase, make a concerted effort. I seriously can't wait to see what you all come up with.
And my final question for you is this. Which of these high-scoring collocations are you going to use first? Just pick one and make a plan to use it this week in your practice. That small step is exactly how real progress begins. Good luck with all your studies, and thanks so much for joining me today.